What is polar night? If you've ever wondered what it's like to live in a place where the sun doesn't rise for months, you're about to find out. Imagine a world where the concept of day and night is completely flipped and the sun remains below the horizon for weeks on end. This phenomenon is known as the polar night. The polar night occurs inside the polar circles, both in the Arctic and Antarctic regions. It happens because of the Earth's tilt on its axis, which is about 23.5 degrees. This tilt causes the polar regions to be either completely exposed to the sun or completely obscured from it at different times of the year. During the winter months, the Arctic Circle is tilted away from the sun, resulting in the polar night. So what exactly does this mean? It means that for a period of more than 24 hours, the sun does not rise above the horizon. However, it's not a complete blackout. There is still some light during the day due to the scattering and refraction of sunlight by the atmosphere. This light is often referred to as polar twilight, which can be seen in the early afternoon before the darkness intensifies. The duration of the polar night varies depending on how far north you are. In places like Kiruna, Sweden, the polar night lasts for about 28 days. In Tromsø, Norway, it can last up to a month and a half, and in Hammerfest, Norway, it can stretch for almost 2 months. If you were at the North Pole, the polar night would last for around 11 weeks. Living through a polar night can be challenging for humans. Our bodies are adapted to the usual 24-hour day-night cycle, so the lack of daylight can lead to feelings of sadness, detachment from activities, and a lack of energy. People often experience excessive daytime sleepiness, difficulty concentrating, and cravings for carbohydrates. This set of symptoms is sometimes referred to as polar health disorder syndrome or polar syndrome, which is partly caused by the insufficient production of serotonin due to the lack of UV light. Despite these challenges, there are ways to manage the effects of the polar night. Health experts recommend various preventive measures to stay strong and healthy during this period. So, if you ever find yourself in a place experiencing the polar night, you'll know what to expect and how to cope with this unique and fascinating natural phenomenon.